on? What's going on? How's everything rolling for us? How's everything rolling for you? All right, so we're going to once again make this attempt to go live via both uh, YouTube and Facebook. Now, I did a Facebook live earlier today, and I was muted for some reason. So before I get started with the high science and mathematics in which I intend to bring to our existence, let me make sure to be certain that I'm clear and I can be heard. All right, so I think all my systems are is a fast go. So we might as well go ahead and make way and play some music. All right, real sunny. Again, I'm gonna welcome every person, every being in existence. Again, you do want to share the video. So as you come on in, as you get in, as you come among the airway, be sure that you share this video, yo. So that way you can save somebody's life. You can make like Jesus Christ. Ain't that nice? Everybody want to be like Jesus Christ. Why wouldn't you want to be one of the illuminated ones? All right, so as you see, the topic is the science of mathematics, y'all. Let this beat play. Something I put together a little earlier. All right, so since we rolling nice, I might as well go ahead and get started. Now, earlier, I'm going to review and go back over some of the information that I brought to the table earlier in my stream that was muted. Okay? And one of the ideas was that of praying. One of the things that I notice a lot of beings do is make prayer, this so-called prayer, right? When an individual prays, what this individual is actually doing in existence is emanating a certain amount of energy, frequency, and vibrationing, meaning though that you have the ability to say yes, speak it, and it is, bringing it into manifestation. You hear me? All you got to do is think a thing, have the sincere desire and feeling, and act and move your feet from your mind to your hands to your feet in action of the said information that you're projecting. So when you are praying, you have the power. It is you that is manifesting all your affairs, events, and circumstances. You need to be clear on this. Affirmations, you need to develop some of your own. It's okay to read other affirmations. It's okay to know ancient Ethiopian proverbs. But be sure that you discover and make some of it for yourself. You want to use these affirmations to declare a shift into higher qualities of yourself. Listen, let me explain something to you that you didn't know. Maybe you did. Maybe you may need to be reminded. Right? All right, so like I said, maybe you knew this, maybe you don't. Anyways, as a reminder, let me state the intent, reason, and purposes for you, for an individual to come into existence, into the third, what we call the third dimension, or other known as the physical form, is with many reasons, but let it be clear for intent and purposes, yes, to have it your way and to do what thou will. But more so and even important, it is that I want to have this utopian return back to where I'm from in a higher state of consciousness. Check. Do that make sense? I want you to think about that for a minute. Every religion dictates the statement in which I just made. And if you thought about it like I asked you to, you would agree. Sure. The Christians, right? They want to come here and live a good life so that they don't have to burn in the hellfire forever. Check. You got the Muslims. What about the Islamic sect? What do they want to do? They want to die not except in a state of tranquil peace and utopianism. Ain't that what the Islamic Muslims say? They want to die not except in a state of Islam. You know what Islam means? All you scholars out there, Islam is that to be of peace. Look it up. P-E-A-C-E. Positive energy, always creating elevation. Do that make sense? Excuse me as I puff on some of my THC. I got a prescription for this, so for those who it concerns, if it bothers you, I'm a patient. All right, I got docket numbers and a doctor. And in my state where I'm from, it's legal. Check. For all intent and purposes, and be clear on social media. And that's another thing I want to get at for a quick minute. So let's sidebar for a second here. Anything that you're doing in existence, you want to be right at what you're doing. You want to be legal. You want to, if you are on the land, then you need to be abiding by the laws of the land. This is what gets you by. This is what makes you super fly. You need credentials where credentials is needed. More so, you need to be able to speak your ideas into existence. I didn't say this doesn't necessarily mean whether your credential will be affected or not. It was a matter of what was coming up out of the individual's mindset that determined the cause and factor of what the outcome was going to be. And it was very favorable for the individual. And they had credentials the first, you see? So again, sometimes the law, you got to, recognize and realize like what law, who laws does it apply to? There are many laws in existence, and all laws aren't applicable to you. Did you know that? Of course you did. You know that the umpire laws when they playing baseball isn't applicable to you, right? Not at this moment. We're not playing baseball. You might go over to Ukraine or Russia somewhere, and you want a certain edible, eat something, and it may not have the ingredient in it because it's banned in that country. But you want it in your food because you used to having it. No, it's a law. Over here, we have no high fructose corn syrup, sir. You got to go back to America for that shit. Excuse my expression. If you like high fructose corn syrup, I'm fine with it too myself. It exists for some reason. You know what I'm talking about? So who am I to bash it, beat it down? All I gotta do is stay in my lane. Get in where I fit in. It's enough space on this earth for you to get in where you fit in. Now, the name of this segment that we're going through right here at this date and time, as you notice, is science and mathematics for future rulership, right? Future ruling. You've been through the idea of a higher learning. Excuse me. Excuse me. So you've been through the concept of a higher learning, further growth and enlightenment. And that was only the information that's to take you to a certain point in time, according to the order. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind and let it be known that at least your last 4 presidents have warned you, have gave speeches and made mention of a new world order. So don't look at me like I'm stupid. I don't want y'all to think that I'm just on social media talking shit because I can. I'm telling you something, and I want you to pay attention. And I want you to be just as powerful as Enon and all them beings out there that they got you worshiping. They got you thinking that these the head people that's bringing things into existence and control and all the favorite utilities that's making your life comfortable. Did you know it's you? They're just the physical beings that's manifesting it from your spiritual aspect of self. Remember, this world science is of my essence. So therefore, you can have no science if I don't produce. You need to understand my relationship between me and the universe. So let's let that pounder in for a minute. I'm gonna put some tunes on. I don't want you people falling asleep out there. So let me put some smoothing on for your soul, for your spirit. That's what we want to attack today. I don't need you attacking me physically. You're good at that. I'm not even worried about that. I'm interested in your mentality. Let me caress your mental. At least allow me to give you the tools that's necessary for mental utopianism and tranquility and how to, develop these things. All right? I ain't gonna cut you short either. You ain't got to worry about me capping you up. You see how this every bottle comes with a cap on it? That's what they mean when they say no cap. You will get bottled, but we're not gonna cap you. Because once that cap go on, that's it. You stuck. You can't get out unless I open that cap. You see? You see how this works? So it's like the genie. You need that genie to come along and spark that cell in you. Because you're saying you already know what I'm telling you, people. It's just that you forgot. I'm not telling you nothing new. This ain't no new learned information about loving and be thyself. Heaven, when you came to earth, it told you on the pyramid Giza, know thyself. So you know I ain't lying. I ain't making this shit up. I think that's the first law and rule upon coming into the physical world before man start making up his system and how to benefit, gain, and be mischief and deceitful. You see, you gotta imagine. Once it starts getting too crowded, one of you niggas is smart enough, y'all gonna think that how you gonna benefit up out of this shit. I don't care if you think of how you could get a motherfucker to buy water from you. You're gonna sit there and see. Here come another nigga. It's like prison, you know. Here come starts getting full in here. This somebody sitting back looking at opportunity, and then once this starts, it's like a ball chain of reaction. Now somebody else want to weigh in and pick up on the greed. They seeing how this person looking living so well. This is what we think. This is why children glamour drug dealers or things that you accept as negative, as opposed to things of a lawyer, a businessman, some type of doctor or airplane pilot. You see? Even though both of them is equally subjected to their subconscious, whether it be out in the real world or via television. Jack, but what's more favorable? What does it say? What does the wise one say? Satan makes it more fair seeming to easier to do wrong than it is to do right. How many oftentimes in your life have you felt that it was more comfortable to do the wrong thing than it was to do the right thing? I'll give you an example. You're in a restaurant, you're in the supermarket, check. Somebody dropped their money. They whole knot. That whole money was to buy that shopping cart of food that they pushing down that aisle for their kids. And they dropped their money. Now here you come. You looking for some maple syrup. But you see a knot with 100 on the top. And they keep walking. They only 2 steps away where you so scared to grab it, you trying to wait till they get a little further because you don't want them to see you pick it up. Oh, at that point, what is right the thing to do? Shouldn't you said, excuse me, you dropped your money. But you talking about something. Looking for your maple honey syrup and you pick the money up. You still got the chance to walk. They didn't leave the aisle. You still can walk another 10, 10 feet and say, excuse me, here you go, you dropped this. Now you know it's the right thing to do. But it's going to hurt you to do that. Ain't that something? Why is that? It's going to hurt you to do the right thing. What's going on? Wouldn't it have been more convenient? Easy? Now look, your shopping cart, you short. In fact, you had to already put something back. And you still count. How much is that honey maple syrup? Damn, $4.99. Then you want the agave. You know what I'm talking about? It's because I don't use white sugar, so I want the agave. You know, agave is expensive. That shit is like $7.99 and up a bottle. I shop. I'm an expensive individual out here in existence. I go to the supermarket and bring out one bag, $70. I bullshit you not. My lady don't like that shit. I don't either. But I always got this motto: what's it? What's the price that I'm willing to pay for good health? Bam. I'm worth it. Like, this here shit costs $80. That's for this little file here. I forget the terminology that they call this. I got to get equipped with this because I'm new with this. My new vapor and THC, and so I could sit here and enjoy myself with you. Because I know you don't want to see me puffing. That's, that left a bad stigma in people's minds. You think I'm puffing on some weed? No, that shit is flower or factory grown, man made medication. It even comes in a bottle, people, with your name, number, address, and everything on it. It has to be. You don't want to get pulled over and not be uh in ordinance in the court. You see, so that's why I say, get your shit together. If you indulge in marijuana, listen, they got a program out there. Go in there instead of going on the street getting what you can get. You can go ahead and go in the dispensary now and get what you want. I keep telling you all the time. Big people do what they want. Little people do what they can. So you don't want to be going on the corner talking about, yo, let me get that. How much is an eighth? 30? Can I get it for 25? Yeah, go ahead, cuz. Where's this? Sativa or hybrid or what? Indica? Oh, I don't know, cuz, man. It's just weed, cuz. Go ahead, take that shit, cuz. Weed. Nah, we don't smoke weed no more, Your Honor. See, this is how you get your case thrown out. Don't let them. And words is everything. You got to go in there and use the proper terminology. Police officer in the courtroom talking about he pulled you over because he smelled weed. I don't smoke weed. There's nowhere on my medical card, on my anywhere credential do I have that I smoke weed. I'm in possession of flower. Oh, case dismissed. And you got credentials. You a patient. But let me do warn you two people out there. Who indulge in the usage of THC, you still don't want to drive and indulge because you still can get what they call a DUI. All right, and that is, of course, driving while not intoxicated, but influenced. That's what they'll get you. That's what it comes up under. The influence, DUI. Check. So be smart. What you doing out here in this people. That's what it's all about. It's not what you're doing. It's how you're doing it. Do that make sense? It's not what you're doing. It's how you are doing it. There's people out here doing the very exact thing that you can't do. Am I lying? I know people that's making a living as a doing skyscraper, as a what they call a skyscraper, and they clean windows. Coming down on the side of the tallest buildings that they can contract with. I can't do that. There's no way. I don't care if you came today and you say, Nate, I will pay you $1 million a day each time you go up on the entire. Well, is that still there? Is the Empire State Building still? Has that been blown up? Well, let's pick another building. Let's say the building in Philadelphia, the Blue Cross and Blue Shield. That building there. If you was to tell me I would give you $1 million if you came down there every time and clean the windows, you ain't even got to do all four sides. Just do one side today and then come back tomorrow and you could do the next side. And, you get the picture, so forth. I would look at you. I would look at that building. And, of course, I would think of how my life would be if I had $1 million a day coming in. Your life would be beautiful, yo. Real talk. You'll probably be down there on the corner talking and convincing me to take the job. You won't take it. I guarantee you're not going to take it. But you're going to stand there next to me. Nate, go ahead, take that. Yo, you stupid, cuz. This dude is offering you $1 million a day, cuz. The dude's clean windows as a Scotsman. I can't do that. You don't understand my incarnations of what it is about flight and heights. You do that. Maybe you had great experiences in it. You might even love flying. Shit, you probably like getting on roller coasters and twisting and going upside down and flipping. And I can't do that. Not just will I throw up, I will probably lose my mind. You don't want to get me put off had the plane land and get me put off the plane because of my ill behavior. I told you not to put me on there. Now I'm banned from getting on that plane because listening to you. And I told you, I don't think it'd be a good idea if you let me go up there. I just like to talk a little shit before we get started, y'all. You don't know how it is. We gotta break the ice a little bit before we get heated. Because it's going to get a little heated. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot again. Yeah. One thing about Nate the Great, he's never lied to you. And he won't. Look it up. John 140, what is it? 145. Jesus said unto that nigga, here is a true ass nigga. Great. Look, I'm gonna give you some time right now to go to your Bible, yo. Now I know it ain't. I'm paraphrasing. It ain't in those words. But take your time and look it up, yo. Somebody got a Bible somewhere around. Ask your grandma where's the Bible at. If you can't find the Bible, ask grandma to look in the cabinet and pull that Bible out. Or better yet, go to your laptop. All right, if you got a little pad or something sitting around, even a smartphone. I got everything. I got all three pads and you got to have sources where you could do what you want to do. This is what makes you God. You can't say you God and you ain't doing godly shit. Go stand that ass in the corner. Real talk. And think about what you're talking about being a God. What did the Incredible Hulk do to that guy in the movie, the Marvel, when he said, "Help, stop! You can't do this to me. I'm a God." Apparently, he wasn't on the level of the godship of the Incredible Hulk because he tossed him to another fucking country. Did you see that movie? He grabbed him by his ankle. He didn't throw him across the street or, little across the dirt because they was in the mountains and shit fighting. He didn't throw him up on the top of the mountain. He threw him in another goddamn island. Talking about some type of God. That's how I feel when you people bring and talk about a God other than yourself. Bring him on. I don't care what it is. It may not even have a sex. It may be a hermaphrodite. Your God might got both sexes. A phallus and a uterus. You don't know. So listen, let's get back on this shit and talk about prayer, right? I tell you, we're going to get heated. It's going to be hot. I want to welcome every person, place, and thing in existence. I'm going to ring the bell. Because I feel you are some beautiful beings out here, yo. Lady Shea Butter. Loving you, lady. Loving you. Never seem to fail either. Thanks and much love and energy out. I want to give out there to Lady Shea Butter. You know, your energy always comes through all my equipment. And I can't have it no other way. I need you to love me as much as I love you. This is a saying that I got. And this is whole so true. And if you don't implement this, you don't need to be doing nothing. If you love life, life will love you back 10 times fold. You hear me? I'm going to say it one more time. When you love life, life will love you back 13 times fold. Fold, yes. That's why when it comes to our relationship, only thing that I recommend and suggest as we have our indulgence is that whatever you take from me, I want it to be my love. You can have that. And if you ever give me anything, please let it be yours. Because I will cherish. I promise you that. It's like cashing a fucking check, yo. You can rest. It's like, say, Nate, it's just like you say, Nate, hold this $25,000 for me. Put it in your bank account. And one day I'm going to need this, G. And I want to be dependent upon to come to you and get that. And you looking at that check, $25,000, you sure you want me hold 20? I think you want better. Would you like to hold $50,000 for me? Why don't you make it a cool 100? Sure, $100. Hold that. Man, put this shit in the bank. It's going in the You get the point. We want to emanate. We want to be an example. And I'm talking to you great sages, light beings, and gurus out here in existence. Since one of the ideas of being in this physical state of existence is to return back to the essence with a higher conscious. And again, like I said, it's proven throughout all religions. Even our conscious people tell us what? Die not with your heart weighing in heavier than the feather. So you see, I'm not gonna let nobody get by with what I talk, what I bring. Because first of all, I got the credentials and ability to explain to an individual that I have come from the past, that was being indulged in the necessary spiritual wealth to get through it and maintain. I can explain to you how at the point of this right now time, how I've manifested and brought to light and was able and capable of overcoming all weapons that was formed against me, whether it's been through 80s, 90s, or the 2000s. And guess what? I'm still able to sit here today and explain to you how we're going to be able to make it tomorrow. Because I know the science and how this to be overcome. In the mortal energy of Dick Gregory. The individual who fails to plan is an individual who plans to fail. How many times you've heard that before? Dick Gregory. Don't act stupid. If you ain't planning, you planning on failing. Indirectly. Who you think is going to create your tomorrow? Did I not explain and show and prove to you that your event, affairs, and circumstances that you face today is the direct result of what you brought from what you wrote yesterday? Or are you still trying to show and prove and bring out the spooky devil who made you do that? You still on that level, ain't you? You still trying to prove to me that it's Shaitan Ulu Bizay, even a Shaitan Rajim. Bismillah, Rahman Rahim, and all that crazy stuff. And you in America, born, bred, and raised. And that's the only little Arabic you can speak. Stop that. And you know somebody doing that. You be courageous enough to tell them, stop that. Wake their eye up and show them what they're doing. Your native tongue ain't Arabic. You can't even say the Arabic alphabet. But you talking about Kayfahalik, Alhamdulillah, Assalamu alaikum. They even saying that wrong. I had a motherfucker, he greet me, Assalamu alaikum. It ain't Assalamu alaikum, it's Assalamu alaikum. K-A-H. You're greeting one person. Now, if you was greeting a congregation or audience, then yes, it will be pronounced as Assalamu alaikum. Ask a true man from Arabia or a woman from Saudi Arabia. That's who told me that. How you think I come up out of and get into myself, my culture? I left your shit alone. I learned it, and don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful thing. I was I felt like I was in paradise. I could have swore I was with Prophet Muhammad. Y'all couldn't tell me I wasn't in Saudi Arabia on a fucking camel. Because you know me, my mind, I go there with it. But I had to, it say, no. I started greeting niggas from Saudi and all them Turkey and all them Islamic countries in Africa. They talking about Walaikum. Walaikum. That ain't the greeting, sir. Excuse me, sir. Assalamu alaikum. I'm walking down the street chasing a nigga. You know what I mean? Trying to get his way of welcoming. Man, fuck you, nigga. I started shit up. That shit make you hot. You had to learn. You a black man here in America, fool. Take that goddamn shit off your head and that dress off and cut your face. It's too hot, and wash your face. Cause all that dirt built up under there. You know, that's why I don't keep a thick beard. Because once I cut it off and you take a rag and clean that, oh my God, there's so much dirt up under there. Oh, listen, it's nothing but dead cells, man. Like, and it stink. Motherfuckers, you eat and ketchup and shit all up there. I ain't going to. Listen, man, my Philadelphians love their beard. I like that. Do your thing, y'all. But listen, praying, you're sending out energy, yo. And and you got to tell yourself, I am an instrument of peace and love. All right? This is how you will connect to your divine self. You know? We connect through creative achievements. I've given you real simple instructions. If repeatedly practiced after 30 days, there will be a transformation. No ifs, and, or buts. Check. Some of you niggas may need 60 and 90 days. Y'all so rotten to the core, it's pathetic. And this is why we got many religions. And y'all fighting about whose religion is right. Everybody's religion is right. It's just some require more treatment than others. So whereas if you're a Christian, you pray upon arriving in the morning and going to bed at night, the nigga next to or the cat down the road, they may need to pray 5 times a day. Because they so fucked up in the mind. Excuse my expression. Let me calm down a little bit. I did say it was going to get hype. It's going to get hot. And we're going to go there with this shit, y'all. We're going to get deep with this. We didn't even touch the surface yet. You know, and we damn near hour into the session too. So, moving right along, I want to bring up some principles that we're going to have to acknowledge and go over again if we're to understand how I am the supreme being. All right, so I want you to understand what mentalism. These are old ancient ideas that some people thought that was fundamental for growth and development. I want to go over these things, over these ideas, but not just go over them. Look at them. How I want you to look at how this information applies to you, and how we're going to enhance it, revise it, and make it applicable, not just for today, but for our future, for our tomorrow. And whoever gave the thumbs up to this video, if you like this video, if you shared this video, may everything that you want for the greatness of yourself manifest. I want to share in on that prayer with you and for you. Keep in mind, prayer is a form of bringing what you desire into manifestation, into fruition. That's what prayer is, spirit cooking. You're dealing with the elements and the forces of nature. How else can the prayer go up and come back down if you didn't manipulate the ether realm? You talking about 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons. What is that? Ain't that the motherfucking beginning of the book? Excuse me. Let me calm down for a minute. We can't get deep with this, yo. Because I'm not going to let you people, and y'all got all these goddamn degrees, tell me that you can't become supreme. Else you're going to have to let me put people in your schools that'll teach your kids to come out to be an X-Man. I want to open up the new school where you got the kids of extraordinary gifts. I know how to bring it out of them. And you letting these... wassle. You talk about, oh, my senator, my politician, my governor. I can't say too much right now because too much can't reveal before the carrots, right? We can't let the flow. We can't let this ball roll bigger than it's supposed to roll. Some of you is going to figure out what I'm saying. I know because you're very intelligent. And like I said, this ain't nothing new. I'm just reminding you of some information that you have scribed to before you came into the physical degree. And you notice I used the word intelligence. You still got that personal connection. So anytime you're dealing with that, if anytime you're dealing with that sacredness of that, what they made you scared of, right? Which is 666. Then they tell you 666 is that of Satan. You probably, some of you people gonna hear me speak of 666 and you don't want to hear me talk ever again. Some of these beings gonna hear me say 666 and they're gonna block me. It's okay. Don't think that I already don't know these things. You said God is the all-knowing, but guess what, buddy? God is here talking to you. Now, how about that part? And if he wasn't, how the fuck can I ever sit here and tell you that it's so? Think about that. And even more, if he wasn't here, then when is he going to appear? Right now will be a fine time for it to step the fuck up. Because you got an impersonator right now. Would you lock me up if you talk about this nigga? He out there locking people up, talk about he a cop. And they found out you ain't no cop. He got the whoop, whoop, whoop. uniform, and everything. He impersonated. You can't do that about God. No, no. If you can't get away by passing as a military law enforcer, a police officer, a president, you gonna walk around here with a suit on and a tie, talk about you the president? You subject to be 302. Real talk. You liable to have yourself put in grave danger. Yes, indeedy. Oh man, this is crazy. So yeah, don't be talking about you a guy, you ain't manifesting. Somebody gonna check you. You're gonna get checked. Trust me. That's just like you talking about you're an auto mechanic. I say, all right, yo, I got a job for you. I got a 1972 Ford Mustang. I need you to take the engine out and put a new one in. And okay, when can I start? Can you be there tomorrow morning? Sure. You show up bright early in the morning. It's 8:53. I told you to be there at 9 o'clock. Talking about Nate. Where's the tools? Where's the tools? You want me to give you tools so you can do your work? I thought you said you was an auto mechanic. That's a red flag, right? At this point, it don't take too much longer for a motherfucker recognize that I don't think I'm dealing with a mechanic. This motherfucker trying to get. What, you a smoker? That's the first thing gonna come to an American person's mind. You want drugs? Talk like to me. You won't want to know is this nigga high? Cause I swore I was expecting you to pull up in your mechanic truck. You talking about your mechanic? You supposed to open up the back of your van. First thing I want to see. Me, I'm not a mechanic. So I might be expecting a hydraulic big ass jack. I don't know what I see your mechanics with that shit all the time. In a craftsman metal thing with the tools in it. Much different from me. I'm a carpenter. I painter, carpenter, sheetrock. So my little tools is different. My bag, my situation is a little different. You know, I got a belt that go around me that carries the level measure tape, probably perhaps a hammer, 22-ounce hammer. That's it. And a little pouch for some nails or screws, whatever you operate with. But if you come to my house and you talk about you a mechanic, and then you want to ask me to, I got tools. Yo, get off my property, cuz. Matter of fact, you start whistling, calling the dogs or something, looking for your pistol. Cause at this point, I feel as though you're trying to set me up, playing games. You're not a mechanic. Calling the security. Baby, get the gun. We got an imposter on the property. So we keep in mind, there's many forms of ideas and sorts of praying. Check. There's no one particular way to pray. You ain't got to do rock hots all day. You ain't got to get on your knees and be on the side of the bed. You ain't got to go to church. Because you know at church you're going to fall asleep. You don't really be praying at church. It's so peaceful there. Like, what do you really have to talk to God about when you in church? Nothing. It's as if he already answered all your prayers when you walked in. God ain't got time. You notice that? You never really have a conversation with God in church. All your deep conversations about with God is always when you're in times of trouble and outside and in your home, or, or dealing with people. But when you go to your place of worship, it's as if, God, I, I know you're around. I know you're here. And I know you've been with me throughout all my trials and tribulations. But God, if you could just possibly at this point, because you're in church and there ain't nobody else around, so you could say that dumbass shit. Give me a sign, and you even get a little pause, and somebody come in the back of the somebody come in the back of the church. It's about oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you was in here praying. If when you get done, we have refreshments in the and you swore it's the miracle from God. So you want to go and you start lighting candles and shit because you thought God answering your prayer. But listen, it's not a coincidence either. You need to understand this, and it ain't no mystery God who perform it, but yet it is real what you went through. Let me show you what took place though. Rewind the tape. You came in. Remember, you had this energy, you had this thinking, and you're moving towards that what you want. And guess where you went? To yes, one of the most peaceful places that you can go, and that's where else? In a goddamn church. Check. So now you got an energy grid. They call it an aura, right? An energy field around you, much like the earth does. And between you and the earth, you develop what they call a universe. Oh my God. This is going to get too deep. I don't know if they're going to allow me to get this deep, y'all. I really don't, because I don't think they want people thinking in these terms. This is too much of an independent thinking, God damn it. Oh, you hear what I'm saying to you? I'm telling you how not need nothing. And that's the gravest thing to ever say. I don't need you niggas. I don't need nothing to nobody. Nobody do I need. Niggas are scared to say that. Go talk to that motherfucker on death row down there in one of those penitentiaries. Pay them a visit. I don't care if you don't know them or not. Ask the warden who can I visit on death row that never had a visit. And they'll tell you. They'll show you. There's nothing that they need. They've been in this predicament for over 10 years now. I'm well comfortable with just sitting here playing with my spit. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Right. All right. So you want to keep a mental journal too. That's important, people. All right. And make sure you're doing a lot of studying. Let me drop these dudes real quick so I can get deeper into the lecture of why we came here. All right. Y'all all right? You know? Even if it, listen, I'm not the type of dude who do well. And not that I can't and not that it's a negative thing. It's just that I'm that type of being. I don't do well in gatherings, in groups. I have to be by myself. I have to, I guess, well, never mind that. That's not important. But some people, it's necessary. And I don't, uh, I don't suggest, I not suggest that you join classes, all right, or workshops. If that makes it comfortable for you and it brings out the best for you, then do so. Be sure you do that. You know, take a class or a workshop with others who are seeking spiritual growth. All right, somebody that's in your lane, somebody that's on that same energy grid. Some of you can do this by yourself. You like me, you don't need nobody to enhance you or validate you. Check. But everybody is on a different vibration. So if it takes requirement of another individual, you to run up on somebody and hug, that's, hey, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous is a beautiful thing, yo. One thing that they got going on that I truly like and I respect is that hugging shit. Whether the individual want to hug it because she got big breasts or that she got 30 days clean, still, it shows like you care. She'd be back tomorrow so that her breast will and her cleavage will be showing, and that them niggas will get up and pass everybody. They'll pass every person and just to come hug her. And that's going to keep her clean for that period of time, hopefully. You see? Whatever it takes, they say, to keep you clean, keep coming back. And they say whatever you do in them out there, you do it in the rooms. Same thing. Whatever you're doing out in the world, do it in the church. Whatever you're doing that's not favorable to your well-being, do it in your place of sanctuary. That way, whatever's around you that's empower you will give you the empowerment to let you know what you're doing is either up your yay or your neck. I don't need you to tell me what I'm doing is not right. Check. Let me make the decision whether I'm right or wrong. That way, I'm the only one I got the answer to. I can't keep answering to you, calling you on the phone, talking about, oh, sponsor. You said that I should this, that, thing, and the other, and now I don't think that was the right idea. That wasn't the right decision. Because you got to remember, with sponsorship and somebody telling you, you got to make sure that they're pretty much on the same frequency that you are on, and there's no such thing. So I can never get the appropriate and right information for myself from nowhere else than myself. I give you an example. I know a situation. Somebody was sponsoring somebody. One was married and the other one wasn't. But when it came to resolving marital situation, this person was incorrect with the appropriate information that have made it possible for their marriage to prosper. Just because they wasn't married, so they had no knowledge in how to be dealing in a marriage. Don't talk to me like I don't know what I'm talking about. I study this shit. I study your works on this earth, and I study how you thinking out here. and I watch how you're moving. And it's very sickening. I study man and his methods. And I'm playing right along with you. Shape shift. That part I'm going to put out there. So make sure you get with a sick, tight clip. You hear me? That's seeking the same type of spiritual growth. This can be the ultimate learning experience for some of you beings out here that can't stand perpendicular on your own square. We like some of this flour. Again, for informational purposes, to who it concerns. The state that I reside in is legal. And I do have permission to indulge in the medical marijuana program. This is a prescription. Somebody said I'm too hype. I'm talking too much shit on social media. Hit that blunt, nigga. So let me hit this blunt. Calm down. But still yet give you this vital information calmly. Don't think I'm gonna let you get away with it. I ain't coming here to play. You come to get this shit today. That's why you here, ain't it? The principles of truth are 7. And I'm here to give you a little bit more. You hear me? And the individual, whether it be he or she who knows this shit here and gets that understanding, possesses the magic key before whose touch of the doors of the temple fly wide open. You know what the doors of the temple is? Your mind's eye. All the secrets and hidden things of this world. Listen, I told you your presidents, all at least last four of them spoke of a new world order. And you ain't not one time ever asked yourself, well, what role are you to play in the new world order? Ask Obama. Did you step to him? He don't know you. He would be able to tell you, no, nigga, you got no place in this order. You're going to be that of the sheeple. In fact, I'm not even going to sign no bill into order for you. But I thought you was black. Did I ever tell you black? And you better not never ever go on social media nowhere talking about I'm black. Biden did the same thing. And y'all missed all the speeches. And y'all missed all the speeches of Mr. Biden when he was in other offices. When he said that he needed to get you off the streets because his people needed to be protected. And then, listen, because after you've been juiced up, he came back and talked about, if you don't vote for me, you aren't black. I ain't making this up, y'all. I cannot make this shit up. I sit days on end watching old tapes of Biden speeches. And if I was to play it right now, they'll probably shut my video down. Because that's a shame in how he spoke of black people. and what and what and what the government should be doing with drug addicts and people with guns. And I bet you feeling the same way. You talking about lock them niggas up. I do you one better. I know the niggas is fucked up. Only to this sense and extent of they can't see to learn the game and peep game and stop falling victim to other people's bullshit and get up and do something for themselves. See, because the black people can formulate and create their own entity. It's just that simple. It ain't like they never did it before. You know what I mean? So like, let's not be dumb. They did it more than one time. Just in case, share this video, y'all, so people will know this shit. Just in case people don't know, we got people born in the 2000s. They don't know that there was a Black Wall Street. Right here in Philadelphia, that South Street was all black at one time. 9th Street was a black food market. Right. And in Greenwood, it was all black. They had black hospitals, black banks, black airports. In fact, before any type of other beings came over here, what they now call North America, it was of all some type of melanated beings. I don't know if they was black, but for the sake of conversating and expressing to you, yeah, they was black. You know, them niggas had some type of what they call hue. I don't know. Well, I do know, but we know that their hair was of all ether. It ran from what was it? It ran from 6 ether to 9 ether of the beings that was over here. You know? Until it finalized down to, well, we call them the Indians. That what was left of the motherfucker. And that's only because you learned that in them schools, in them European schools. You don't got nothing but a European ideology. You can't tell me you don't. Your basic foundation of your knowledge is that of the books called Bible and the dictionary, which gives you your language and your belief system. Who you playing with? Who you playing with? I know how you think. I can see if you went to school somewhere over in Asia, some motherfucker where, then you got what they call Eastern or Afrocentric ideology. But you went to school in America, B. You had what they call a Eurocentric ideology. This is mean you dress like a fucking European. You eat like a European. You want your forks on the right side or whatever. How it go? I'm not quite sure. I'm not European. You want the glass there. You know. You want to separate your energy from your food by using a fucking tool, as opposed to taking your right hand or any hand for that matter and digging in and having a direct connect with that food. This way you'll be having your downright transformational source of information via nerves in your fingers. That's why the police department wants your fingerprint, you idiot. And having a connection of eating the food and taking your time and knowing what's to be done after you get up from that table. That's how it's supposed to go. You're not supposed to sit there and you eating with a motherfucking silver fork. Mine is gold. Oh, how was your day today, Bill? You know, some families, at least they got the sense enough to sit at the dinner table and not talk or bring no cell phone, none of that. I don't even want to know what's been going on until we get done communicating with this situation, what we're doing right here. Did you know eating is a ritual? Oh my God. And you got the American, we have the American people eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner thing because, and I don't know how you don't peep. That's a ritual. You 3 times a day. You should have been peep game that 3 times a day, but you still have to individuals in America eating just because they thinking that they hungry, yo. My fucking stomach growling. You talking about, oh, I'm hungry. Honey, boo boo, can you order me a pizza? I need a large pizza. Get me a cheesesteak too, boo boo. You want fried onion, salt, pepper, and ketchup? You talk about a cheesesteak, extra cheese. Scoop the roll. Why would it's too much dough? But you eating cow ass. Let's be real with what we taking in now, because you call it ketchup and mustard, but that's not what the ingredients call it. That's not what the ingredients call it. I see all type of words that I can't even remember pronounce right there because I'm smoking. Because I'm smoking. Yeah, you can't smoke and remember scientific terms. Why you think I'm not a scientist? Or pharmaceutical terms for that matter. You ever try pronouncing some of the pills y'all taking? I gotta roll something else up. So I think we're gonna take a break in a minute after we go through these principles. All right, take a little small break. I drop a couple tunes, or perhaps we just let these tunes play on what we got here. All right, I think y'all like that. Again, I want to give kudos and shout out to Lady Shea Butter. All right, and any y'all you other beings that's over the radar that hasn't that haven't checked in. Kudos to you too, because I'm feeling that there's a whole lot of you out there watching this. You're absorbing it, you're taking it in real well, and you're making a good decision for yourself. I will say, I feel that you're making a decision that from this point on, I want to stand up and be accountable for who I am. You ain't got to join no group. You don't need to be queer, trans, gay. Just be the great I am. It's in the Bible, yo. It's real simple mathematics and science. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. That's all you need. The rest of that shit, it's about spell casting you into something other than what you want to do for yourself. Why do you think you sing your ABCs and you speak your 1, 2, 3s? Did you ever wonder why? Come on now. Is it not when I'm in kindergarten, when the teacher says, class, shall we say our ABCs today? And you all start off A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Huh? Why? Did you know? Oh my goodness, there's just so many places I'm thinking to go. It's frightening. But you have to remember, at the same time you was learning your ABCs, you was in church, and they was telling you in church that Satan was a musician. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, yo. And then you got your organ that's being played in the church. Do you know what else has an organ? Come on now. Use your supreme intelligence. You thought an organ just exists in a church. But what about your human body? Don't you have organs? So if I could manipulate the frequencies and the vibration from, oh my God, let me stop. I told you I can't reveal too much right now. I can't reveal too much right now. I'm gonna reveal enough, but I can't reveal too much. We can't put the horse before the carriage. I want you to travel down this road rightly, not righteously. I don't need you being too much righteous. You righteous people is pathetic. I'm tired of the righteous people, and the righteous people need to sit down. You done reign too long, and you bring society to no avail. I'm tired of hearing these women on TV talking about bring in the nigga who killed their child for justice. When is this going to stop? That's right. And because where I am, yes, it's black women. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see my black women suffering, crying, and in pain and asking when. And there's men out here who is holding no responsibility. And the first responsibility that you men are supposed to be taking is to stop pointing the guns at each other. You ain't got to worry about ever formulating or coming together if you just do that. What's there to talk about if you ain't putting an upset me? It's real simple mathematics, people. Don't make this harder than it's supposed to be. Life ain't that goddamn hard. It's the people that makes it hard. This shit is easy. Piece of cake. They even told you, row your fucking boat gently down the stream. God damn it. This shit ain't nothing but a dream. This not real. You just came here to have an experience. Here it is, you fucking it up. Damn. They tell you too. Oh, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Then you need to get away from me. Because I'm greedy. There's no use for me having cake and I can't eat the motherfucker. That's just dumb. So we're talking about one of the principles being that of mentalism, people. Check. Then there's the principle of correspondence. Then there's going to be the principle of vibration. You need to understand these elements because this is you. This is I'm talking about your chemical makeup of who and what you are. You're a hyperboloid. You have a North Pole and a South Pole. That's called the polarity. And yes, everybody is bipolar. Some of you are more experienced in expressing it than others. So when you expressing it to a degree that's supposed to be suppressed and that kept undercover instead of putting you away, you can get a check where you can stay the fuck home and you don't need to be around society waking everybody the fuck up. Because you too intelligent. You bipolar. You can get a check. Remember, everything is upside down, inside out, and backwards. All right? You know anybody bipolar and they get a check for that shit, they on the government list as being an individual who's highly intelligent and they know how to play the game out here. They smart as shit. They're bipolar. You only one. You only dealing with one sphere of the brain. These niggas dealing with two. What does bi mean? Oh my God. Just hate dumbness. So listen, moving on. There's another aspect of you, the rhythm. Okay? Then there's that aspect of cause and effect, and then there's going to be the gender. So let's go over some ideas of the mentalism aspect of what and who we are. All right? When it states in the Kabbalion, and that's this book right here, for those who don't know what the Kabbalion is. Let me show you this too, because it got a symbol on the front. You see? This goes to show you that your place of existence and what you dwelling in, the surface of what you call Earth. And you hear a lot of the globalists and the flat earthers talking about this. What they're indicating here is showing you is that the Earth is both flat and round, people, and triangular. And since this is the science and mathematics of future rulership and knowledge to come into, I'm going to add that it is also octagon. Oh yes. Why else would we have what they call an octopus? Oh, y'all ain't doing your homework real deep enough yet. That's all right. You're doing good homework though. I ain't gonna take nothing away from you. Y'all, so your sciences, your mathematics, your homework, your home studies is very up to par. I'm gonna give you a award on that. You're doing real good for yourselves. And I commend most of you people out there. Let that be known for the record. All right? So, we're dealing with mentalism. One of the first ideas we want to go over is the idea of mentalism. And what they have written in the book of the Kabbalion, and if you do go out and get the book, I recommend the hardback copy. Be sure you get the hardback copy. It'll last longer. It'll last longer than the paperback. Check. So in mentalism, everything around us, everything that we're dealing with is energy, people. According to the Eurocentric ideology, school and train of thought, and what they told you, they were referring and relating to that, it being called the mind. This is why they explain and tell you that the mind is a terrible thing to waste, because they recognize and realize that it is nothing but a universal ball of energy. Aren't you energy, people? Keeping it real. All jokes aside, put your weed away and put your drinks down and be honest with yourself. If I came up behind you right now as you sat in your chair and without touching you, put my 2 fingers up behind you, wouldn't you be able to tell that I was behind you? But yet I never touched you. How is this so? How is it so that when you go and touch a brass knob on your door, you get shocked because you dragged your foot across the carpet? Huh? If you was not electric, and or if there's no part of you that was electrical. Talk like to me. So when we talk about a universe, we're talking about you. For if you notice, in the spelling of the word universe, you couldn't even spell it without you. So that means there'll be no versing going on if you was not around. Can we get a bell? Can we get a bell? I said, can we get a bell? And the congregation say, Amen. Huh? You always said you wanted to be a master. Well, I'm giving you the tools. I'm showing you the way. You always said you wanted to be a guru. You always said you wanted to be a sage. You always said you wanted to be a great thinker. You always had that saying that I'm tired of people thinking that they know more than me and they smarter than me. When you was young, you played the game with other beings, talking about, I bet I can read your mind. And you had to go through, no, you can't. And then they say, yes, you can. Or they said, well, let me see. So you see, now it's time to fulfill those checks that you wrote. Oh, yes, it is. That's what it's all about. Just as the eyes is the window to your soul, your words is the signature or the sigil to the etheric realm or etheric sea, which brings all things into fruition at some point, time, or another. It's just a check that you got to cash and that you write. You see how this goes? So the principle of truth, mentalism embodies the truth that all is energy, people, and energy is mind. It also explains that the all, which is the substantial reality underlying all the outward manifestations and appearances, which we know under the terms of the mental universe, the phenomenal of life, matter, energy, and in short, all that is apparent to our material senses. It is nothing more than spirit. Do not get caught up on this soul, spirit, energy. Man, remember, it's real simple. You just got your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you got soul. Look on the bottom of your feet. You got 2 of them. I ain't lying. I think we're gonna take a break at this point. I'm gonna go twist me up some flour, but I'm just about out of the oil. And what do I have remaining? I want to save you so I get some more. You know, I like to puff on this. This is really effective. And let me state, like a lot of my indulgence with this substance, because I could easily go to Rite Aid and get some Motrin, Advil, Aleve. But I'd rather go to the dispensary, medical marijuana dispensary, and get the alternative, I'm gonna call it, for my pain. Okay? So I'm working on my pain, dealing with my pain management. And I got a lot of pain. You know, there's different types of pain. I don't know if people know this. You got physical pain, which will be your bones. Then you got muscle pain. Then you got nerve pain. And then there's spiritual and mental pain. When I'm dealing with a lot of Americans in the society throughout my course of the day, I get a lot of pain. And it helps me to deal with them appropriately according to the most masterful, perfect laws of the paradigm in which we exist in and function in. I seek every day to learn the highest science and mathematics. And I know in time we making changes with what our situation and our laws should be. This is why laws got to be changed and upgraded because we're dealing with a different day and time, and when you're dealing in a different day and time, and then when you're dealing in a different day and time, we're dealing with different people, and when you're dealing with different people, you're dealing with different mentalities and attitudes. Check. So of course, with the teachers, if not the old ones do so, then bring in the new ones, but must upgrade their methods in which we're handling our young youth. I don't want to say educating them or teaching them because we shouldn't do that. In fact, there may be a time where we're going to have to allow the children, the young youth, come by way of these schools and teach us. See, because you got to keep in mind that they are already entering through portals. You see, and unless you want to keep the third dimension as the mighty rule and the old, which entails that to be the old, you know, and then that deals in with greed and all type of mischief and inhumane implements. But it's going to have to change. You know, it's going to have to. That's what's going to have to take place. Other than that, this will always be a paradigm in a state of chaos. Not the chaos that you know of, like me. I'm a different type of chaos. That's spelled Kayyoz. I'm the Kayyoz. I'm talking about the CHAOS that you have going on in your society. That's a big difference. All right. So the material universe, the phenomena of life, matter, energy, and in short, all that is apparent to our material senses is spirit, energy. All right? And we know energy doesn't die. Do we need to be fact checkable on that? Or are we already clear? Does energy die?
According to Express.co.uk, physicist claims human energy does not die, but carries on. What happens after death has fascinated mankind since the dawn of time, but little is still known about the afterlife.
That's some deep shit right there she just said. I just asked, does energy die? I didn't even make reference to the human. She said human energy cannot be created or destroyed. Can energy die?
According to HuffPost.com, the first law of thermodynamics states that energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only change forms. Although bodies self-destruct, the me feeling is just a 20-watt cloud of energy in your head. But this energy doesn't go away at death.
You see how you program your. This is a partner for you. It can be very informative. This is the real reason why your schools is closing down, people. Because all your child need to do is have the inquisitive to think for it's him or herself and sit here for 3 hours. Do yourself a great investment. Get the computer and sit your child in front of that motherfucker 3 hours and say, ask questions. And watch how it come out intelligent. At least according to what's going on out here in the world. And that's all you need, right? That's what you're here for. You want to know how to make money. So if energy don't die, and we're moving back to the idea of these principles of mentalism, then it'd be safe to say that matter, energy, and in short, all that is apparent to our material senses is spirit, is energy, which is itself unknowable. And let's go back to that idea. She said, although bodies self-destruct, the me feeling is just 20-watt cloud of energy in the head, but this energy doesn't go away at death. What was else that was? It was another study that came out. Let me back up to that. What would it say? It said that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. So there goes your incarnation in. Will you be a bird? No. You was already a bird, dog. You was already a cat. You was already an elephant. You was already a gorilla. You was already a duck. You was already a squirrel. You was already a pigeon. You was already a worm. You was already a falcon. You was already a parakeet, hamster, fish. You were every fish in the sea already. There's so many fish in the sea, they can't even count it. And guess what? Before you ever came to land, you had to go through all them niggas first. So y'all don't know this aspect of how the ecosystem goes. They're not going to tell you how to self-govern yourself. No, you a slave. You a corpse. You need to get out here and take part of this corporation and make way. Perpetuate and institute a bureaucracy. Don't tell me I'm wrong. You ain't out here to govern and dictate and live free for yourself. They don't teach you how to be self-substantiated and sovereign. with the 4 fundamental principles of existence, and that's farming, coaling, feeding, and sheltering, and banking. In banking. No. You got to get out here and learn your math so you can work at the bank. Not open up a bank, nigga. What's wrong with you? You want to go to the back of the class or to the principal's office talking that shit? That's the type of shit got me sent to the principal's office. And an ass whipping. Because now I'm being insubordinate. And they didn't understand. All they know, they paying money for you to go to school and you in there bucking the class. That's crazy. You better take your ass to class tomorrow and shut the fuck up and sit down. Close your mouth. That's what she said. I both that you close your mouth. Because I'll be in there teaching too. Like teaching, no, that's wrong. Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. I've been telling them that. And now it come out in the 1990s. Because I done took unteeth ass whoopings. You see the sacrifice that I take for y'all? And I don't get no fucking appreciation. And you laughed at me too when I was young telling y'all that shit. That the Indians was already here and that shit was a hoax. All you gotta do is look around the classroom. They had the pictures of the Indians up already. Remember the Pilgrims? You ain't peep game. That shit was game, yo. I was trying to tell you all that shit. Now you got Dane Calloway and all them talking about the slave trade really didn't exist like it did. Ain't no fucking Harriet Tubman. No. That's just characters. Of course. I tell you some old fly shit too if I wanted to rule you. I'm gonna spit on you and tell you it's raining. Just so I can rule you. Especially if I change your whole paradigm in the way you function and exist, and then you'll never know your asshole from a pothole. You talking about you on the earth spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. Wow. Well, you can't even get on a merry-go-round and spin at 3 miles per hour without complaining, talking about, Nate, stop before I fuck you up. Well, screen froze. How we doing on Facebook? All right, it's time to shut it down. But, man, this should always happen. So I'm done. I hate when this shit happens. Dumb shit always going on. That's okay. I'm done anyway. I'll be back though with something else to say. Fuck you, nigga. Make sure that shit stayed on that time.